love
I
it.
will
So,
always say that's my jam. That's my jam. Listen, for those that don't know, I'm on a cruise ship right now, and I only have a brief moment. In the sales industry, we call it an elevator speech. You have a brief moment to say what you need to say to captivate someone for their attention. So you think y'all get on the elevator at the 12th, you're going down to the first floor. That's how long you have to make a change in that person's life. So think about it. Have you ever tried to explain this carnivore diet a way that actually makes sense and that it doesn't sound like what? What are you talking about? That's not what we're supposed to do. So I get it. It's a lot to unpack. So today, Robin and I, that's what we're going to do. We're going to share some tools to give to you in regards to an elevator speech pitch. And I'll say this. Uh, one of these might convince you that you've been watching, you know what? I think I'm going to try this. Why carnivore works and why it's been such a game changer for us. Whether you're thinking of a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, that's me. We're going to give you the words to make this stick. Plus, we got some real talks about some of the myths that's out here about the way we eat.
right. Yep, exactly. And you really don't have to be a nutritionist, a specialist, a doctor, or anybody, or any kind of an expert to be able to explain this to someone who doesn't know. We have all really been there trying to have these conversations. I remember I had on a shirt that said, I eat only meat, ask me why. And I was in the airport and a person walked up to me and said, why? And I did not have a speech ready. I was like, why what? So, we want to try to make this more convenient, help you out, give you some short ways to say it. And we know that we have all been there, those of us who are living this carnivore, sugar-free lifestyle, trying to make sense to somebody of the lifestyle that they're looking at you like you got two heads, right? They feel like it's too radical. And so we're going to break it down into some simple bites so that you can share with confidence and maybe even change a life.
That's it. That's it. Okay. The one go to that I know, I always tell people, you're wonderfully made. God made no mistakes. He gave you a body organ that is specific. That is the function of the entire organ, right? So when I turn around and tell a person about their gallbladder, that's just think about it. Why would God give you a gallbladder? The only purpose of the gallbladder is to secrete bile and break down meat and fats. That's it. That is the purpose of it. And for those that lost theirs, I can only share for Frederick because Frederick no longer has his gallbladder. And for those that follow the channel, you know that I was vegan for 4.5 years. And in that, I would tell people, I'm not cooking meat in the house. I don't want to smell it. When you hear you're eating as a vegan, well, when you're used to eating meat and your liver has produced the bile and it's inside of that gallbladder, and now it doesn't have anything to secrete on. And what ended up happening for Frederick, the bile turned into sludge, which became toxic, and they had to remove it. So I always tell him, actually, I destroyed his gallbladder because he wasn't trying to eat all those vegetables like that prior to me going vegan. But I went vegan because I was sick and tired of being big. I was tired of the body aches. I was tired of all of these things. And they said that to live your utmost healthiest, you needed to be plant based. And we're going to break that down a little bit because our bodies were made to process meat, not plants. I love when we say a lion will lie in the grass and die of starvation, but he won't turn to the grass to eat it to live.
Right.
We're the smartest, dumbest people that I know, right? So watch this here. Those are the gallbladder is that thing that keeps our engine going, right? Our bodies are made to process meat, not plants. Why do you think we have a single chamber stomach? Because every animal that process vegetables have a multi-chamber stomach, like a cow. Hmm. And we teach kids in school, come on, teachers way back there in the back, when you were talking about the ecosystem, you let them know that these little bugs and stuff like that, they eat the plants, and then the species that eat them, they eat that animal because they've already eaten the plants. And that's how we get our nourishment. Well, if it happens like that in the animal kingdom, why all of a sudden to us, we are just poo, right? No, we were
I
never
think that
meant to
we think
eat.
that we are not animals. They're like, we're not animals, but we are. We're actually a human
Right.
being.
I know. And they say because we weren't meant to eat, we can it makes it digest easily. No, animal-based foods make it easy on your stomach. I'm telling you, I was standard American. Then I was a vegan for 4.5 years. Now carnivore over 2. I have never been in better shape, never had these type of blood work results. None of that. It came from real animal based food.
That's right.
Go ahead,
That's
Robin.
Yeah. I mean, I love how you're highlighting about the design of the body. Our body, with its single stomach, is not designed to process and assimilate those plants. So when we talk about bioavailability, and what is actually available. So, yeah, plants have a lot of nutrients, but can you get those nutrients out and actually utilize them is the question. So, when you talk about body design, it makes people think. And we've been so fed so many lies about what we should eat. So many lies. I mean, y'all, look at that food pyramid and realize that it is upside down backwards and it's just based on a whole lie. Our bodies were made to eat real food. And here's the thing that people always say is, you know, am I going to be able to poop without fiber? I got asked this question yesterday. They're like, what about fiber? What about fiber? You do not, I have not had fiber in 2.5 years. G has not had fiber in 2.5 years, and we're pooping just fine. And actually,
Well, let me just say, actually, I have difficult time if I don't take in enough fat.
Yes, right. So there is that lever that we talk about all the time, the lever that you would utilize for to deal with stools. So if your stools are loose, you're gonna, you know, eat less fat, and if your stools are tight, you're gonna eat more fat, And so yes, you can use the bathroom. Number two, while you are on a carnivore diet, you do not need plants to do that. And so our bodies are made to eat real food. And the more we learn to trust that process, the more we see the benefits of the carnivore way of eating. So I want to talk a little bit about my personal story, because, this is probably the thing. It was the game changer for me. I was on keto. I say I was on keto for 5 years straight, and then I was on Cheeto for 5 years because I could not deal with the cravings. And so, I'm a wife, mom, I got 11 grandkids, and I've been on all the diets. The only reason I wasn't on a diet was either it cost too much money or I didn't hear about it. And so, so keto was amazing, actually. I really liked it. I was on a high plant-based keto diet. So when I look back and think about my plate that I was eating, it was filled with low carbohydrate vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, and I was really literally hurting and injuring myself with a lot of cheese and everything, so carnivore changed my life. And so many people that I've talked to, it's changed their lives. So here's my elevator speech. I'm a wife, a mom, and a grandmother of 11, and I've been on almost every diet you can name. Well, nothing stuck until carnivore, right? It was not about just about losing weight. In fact, losing weight became less primary than the healing that happened in my body. It's healing my body. It's reducing my inflammation, reducing my anxiety, clearing up my eczema. If you guys see my face, I don't know, G, if you can pull that picture. My face was always eczema face. I call it eczema face, but what it really was insulin resistant. Sleep apnea, it gave me my vitality back. When I look at that picture, I showed that picture to my kids. They was like, that is not you. Yes. Yes, it is. That is how my face looked all the time. Didn't matter how my weight was or anything. But it gave me my vitality back. It allows me to show up fully for my family. I was talking with my daughter over the weekend about the kids are getting ready to go back to school. And what kind of way of eating are they going to be on as they go back to school? And how do we expect them to be at their best when they're eating a high plant-based, high chemical style of food? We cannot expect them to be at their best. So the carnivore way of eating is super simple. It's just animal products. And for me, it's meat and a little bit of eggs and more meat. I can't have dairy. This is something that I did not realize was really jacking my skin up, causing me all kinds of physical issues, even like congestion and allergies and all of those things. Gone on a carnivore way of eating. So for me, it's pretty much just meat and a little bit of eggs, no cheese, no dairy, no milk, no cream, no. I do have a little bit of sour cream from time to time. So that's what makes this way of eating so different, is that it's not a fad. This is the way that people have been eating for, depending on your philosophy, it's been, thousands or millions or billions of years. This is the way people were eating. And this is not a fad way of eating. So when you lead with how easy and simple it is, and the fact that it changes everything, it changes the game. People do stop and listen.
Oh, wait, I had to unmute myself. They do. And you just hit something. This is simplicity. It's so simple. That's one of the things that when I get on the ship, I share that I bring like what I eat, and I tell them they fix the exact same thing every day. Every morning I have the exact same thing. And I know if food was a big part of your life, like it was for most of us. Okay. We were cookers. We were recipe people. We were, oh my God, we were fixing one meal, talking about what we're going back to the store to buy for tomorrow's meal. We were cooking this one. We were preparing this one and talking about the next meal. Been there, done that. I understand all of that. I'll say again, I'm on a ship. Do you know how many cakes, cookies, pies, meat selection, different ethnic backgrounds of food that they have on here? And I get 2 eggs, a plate of bacon, and I get some boiled eggs. I get chicken broth every morning. Every morning, I drink the chicken broth instead of a coffee. Every morning, I skip lunch. They're looking at me like, no lunch? No. For what? I'm not hungry. And tonight we had ribeye fat and salmon. And my skin was done crispy. I put a little
Mm.
butter and salt on it, and that's what I ate. Simple. People are still in there trying to eat. Frederick and I, we're gone. We've put the nutrients in our body, and we're going head on. People don't realize how much stress they put themselves under. Um, Trying to figure out all these different meals. I remember growing up, you had to have a meat, a vegetable, and a starch.
Yep.
So we were raised to have those three things, and most people would do some fried chicken, corn, and some mashed potatoes, or some mashed potatoes and some peas, or something like that. But you had those three, or you got you some macaroni and cheese on a good one.
Yep.
Here's another thing, because I did tell you guys that I was plant based. Um, I want to know how many people, you could tell us in the comments, feel that if you're not to carnivore, you you hear what we're saying, but you feel like plants are necessary. So I end up saying, if you have a single chamber stomach, and if we're supposed to graze like the animals that actually eat plants, then how come they are able to process and we see it back in the toilet if your body had broke it all the way down? You have acid in your stomach, but you've never seen meat that come back out, but you most definitely seen vegetation come back out. And for me, I want people to open up and really think about uh, vegetation. I said this to the waiter because they're asking me a lot of questions about my lifestyle. I said, do you remember serving people and you used to have parsley on the plate as a garnish? Now all of a sudden we got dry parsley flakes. Parsley is some of y'all putting parsley in macaroni and cheese. I don't know where that came from, but
No,
it's
that's
going
right.
on where you're right. Then let's talk about the fact that kale was the decoration on the salad bar. Now, who told you to take it off the salad bar and put it on your plate? And then I get people to think of this: if your entire neighborhood did not cut the grass, trim the bushes, or nothing for 1 year, what would your neighborhood look like? The plants gonna come up between the crack. There's some vicious things, and you don't understand that you gonna walk up on the forest and just start eating anything. You might as well because that's what they have on your plate, or you mix it in a salad or a smoothie. There's a
Hmm.
product called Curl Mix. The product uses flax seeds to make the gel. If it's making a gel on this side for your hair, what do you think when you grind it up in a smoothie that it's doing on the inside? Who told you to put that in your food? I'm really, and now that I know better, I ask myself that. Who told you? Let me tell you what we think. I see people, uh, there's walk, there's fast walking, jogging, and then running, right? There you go. There's your food, and you got your fruits and vegetables, and you got some meat. There are different stages. And the moment that I tell you diet and exercise, you're thinking of some horrific exercise that you don't feel like doing. And then, oh my God, I got to go to just vegetables and eat. And then you try to incorporate a lot of fruit because you really don't want to do the vegetables, right? You incorporate it because of that sweetness.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for, but you're dreading it. Oh my God, no more pork chops. Oh my God, no chicken wings. Wait a minute, I can't. Can I get some fried fish every now and then? So
Nope.
I say to you, fry your fish, fry your chicken. I don't want another piece of baked chicken in my life. I want to fry it, but I don't use vegetable oil. Oil is for engines. Another speech that I don't think that we had on here is the one that I find speaking with men that I'll say, you learned everything about your vehicle. You try to figure out the best oil, the best windshield wiper fluid, the best wax to put on, the best gas to have in. I see them out there checking the tire pressure. You do all of that for a vehicle, whether it's new or used. It could just be new to you. But you'll sit down at a table and something is shoved in front of you that was bought out of a grocery store and you'll just start eating. Now, when you get up from the table, your body is stiff. You probably have acid reflux. Some of you have sleep apnea. You don't know if you have high blood pressure because maybe you haven't had it checked and you feel that, I'm all right. I ain't died yet. All of these things are happening to you and you never question putting the food in the wrong tank. You never question that at all. So I'm going to say we thrive on what works for us: meat,
Yes.
fats, and proteins. Go ahead, Robin.
I do want to pop this comment up from Simpson, which says, I read somewhere that our stomach acid is only below buzzards. We are even above lions and such. We are meant to eat meat. 100% Simpson. We are 100% meant to eat meat. And, the grazing thing, um, you know, I think about the size of a cow, the size of a hippopotamus. Those animals are very large. They're storing fat on their bodies. And I've never eaten hippopotamus, but cow tastes delicious after it processed those plants through those four-chamber stomach, and gives us back beautiful meat that gives us all of what we need. I mean, vitamins, nutrients, and everything. So carnivore diet makes a lot of sense. I know that it's a difficult concept, particularly for people who have been, indoctrinated, I guess I would say, into a plant-based way of eating. Like G just said she was. She, she did that because she thought that she was doing the best thing for her body. And I have family members who have had to give up veganism because of the fact that all that high plant caused all kinds of havoc inside of the body. And then you need to eat some protein. You need to eat some meat-based protein. And so, even their physicians were saying, you need to get off vegan. You can't stay on it because you're having adrenal failure or some other kind of failure of the
Mhm.
body parts. So, and we think about what happened with Frederick. I just have to bring this up because Frederick was on a chicken Caesar salad diet. Chicken Caesar salad.
6 weeks. Six
You would
weeks.
think that that would be like, you would be able to lose weight, you'd be feeling great, and all those things. But lettuce is toxic. I'm telling y'all, I found out that I'm literally allergic to lettuce. So, how many of us are? And they're saying eat a nice salad. And I always say there's no such thing as a nice salad. So, listening to your body, I always think about Frederick because I saw the video of him and how he was suffering on chicken Caesar salad. I mean, really, really suffering on just eating chicken and lettuce. And so, and probably dressing, probably a seed oil dressing, which we don't even want to,
Chicken Caesar salad one, yeah.
Yep. So all of those things, except for the chicken, he could have just ate the chicken and it would have probably been fine. But the lettuce and the seed oil dressing is toxic for your body. So this was never intended for us to eat, as G just mentioned about those oils, that they were meant
Hmm.
for lubricating engines, but they looked so pretty and golden. They thought, well, let's just, I think we can eat this. How crazy is that? Like, what?
So my thing is, who had to kill over to find out that was poison ivy and poison oak?
Right. Yep.
Listen,
Exactly.
plants, the coca plant, the marijuana plant, all of these different, all plants have a form of toxicity, period.
Every last
Period.
yep, yep, yep,
Every last one of them. That's just amazing. Go ahead. Where we
yep.
at?
So we do thrive on what works for us, and that would be meat and fat, and those are the only two macronutrients that you need. And so, this is about simplicity. So this is another way that we can talk about this, in the fact that it's so super simple. The elimination diet. So if you're trying to figure out what's wrong with you? Why am I having migraines? Why do I have whatever your disease state is, right? Whatever your disease state is, one of the things that you can do is try a simple elimination diet. And that's what carnivore is. It is simply eliminating everything that you do not need out of your way of eating. It cuts out any confusion, because what are you going to eat? You're going to eat meat, you're going to eat fat, you're going to eat eggs. So you don't need any complicated recipes. You don't have to do like me and go to the library like I used to and get all the books and plan out all the recipes and buy all these different things in all the different aisles of the store. You go to the meat aisle and you're done. Go buy the meat, go buy the butter. Okay, so now you're done. It just cuts the confusion out. It makes it super simple. You don't have to count any calories. You don't have to count any carbs. You don't have to count any of your macros. You just focus on eating meat and eggs, dairy if you can tolerate it, and then watch your body start to heal from the inside out.
Yeah, I don't know another way to say it, to bring it to the public. The simple way would be if you have an antibody ailment, doggone it, it's not, the topical cream is not helping. The pills have side effects. So just go and try this. You tried the other diets. You'd have tried the cabbage soup diet, the egg diet, the going vegan for 30 days, the bean diet. I did a carrot one. Just I'm thankful that I have not torn my body up
Mm.
just by a lot of the different things that we have tried. But listen, now that we broke down some of the elevator speeches that we could have, let's have a little conversation about what makes carnivore work for us personally. We've shared pictures, we've talked about it. What, Robyn, what is it that you feel that makes this work for you?
I love the simplicity. So I was the person that was obsessed with food, constantly talking about it, constantly thinking about it, and thinking that that was a normal state of being. And I literally can go take a piece of meat out of the freezer, put it in the air fryer, and just eat it. It's very, very simple. Now, do I say that it is easy? It's probably not easy for people starting out because you're dealing with cravings and you're addicted to carbohydrates. But once you get past that, the simplicity of it is just absolutely the most amazing thing. It just, we went from 30 meal. Y'all remember Rachel Ray with the 30-minute meals? She did all the 30-minute meals, right? And now I'm down to like a 5-minute meal or a 10-minute meal. I had a power bowl today. So where we talk about those three things on the plate, the starch and the vegetable and the meat. So now I had like bacon and ground beef and sausage and eggs. I had 4-course meal today and so satiating. So basically, that simplicity is everything. It's so, so nice.
Yeah, I'll
You, how
say
about you?
this. Yeah, I'll say this. Coming from the standard American diet, listening to us, we sound crazy. We do, because 50 million foods go across your mind. First of all, things that I thought about hot tamales, because I didn't want to get that up. Do you know how upset I was when I found out that the gelatin inside of hot tamales was made from pig, and I couldn't eat them out because I was vegan. I couldn't eat them anymore. Oh my
Mm.
God. Yeah. So you start running across your mind all the things that you really don't want to give up. So I'm not, yeah. We appreciate y'all coming on the show, supporting us, but you're not ready. I understand. I understand. Sometimes your body must get to the sick and tired of sick and tired. Frederick and I, we used to wear these shirts. They had the number 59 rolling into the number 60. So 59 was going up, 60 was loading. Because that's what we were doing. We were going from 59 to 60 years old. And my husband was on a walker. Even though I could move around, I was sick and tired of sitting in chairs and my thighs hit the arms on it. That
Mm.
after a while I have to kind of turn to the side, or that chair arm and press, not the arm, the little rail, and then press so hard. I'm liable to have some bruises on my hip because how I'm sitting in the chair. Having to pull the seatbelt out to put it in. Purchasing larger bath towels so I felt okay drying my body off. And I thought that by the time we made it to 60, that we would just be traveling, like seeing the world, doing what we want to do, not a motorized wheelchair. I'm really rethinking everything. Those first 30 days meant a lot to me. Just letting stuff go with the intent of adding them back once we figured out what was going on. That was the biggest thing. I was willing to go look at some of my early videos. I remember week 3. I was talking about couldn't wait to have some Brussels sprouts. I said, I
Oh
think I got
Lord,
a taste of, yeah, I
the
think I got a
Brussels
taste for some
sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. I don't know where that came from. Then I thought about squash. Girl, I used to make some good butter squash with some onions. Come on now. I was thinking about those different things, right? And then let me tell you, I thought I was doing pretty good because I wasn't thinking about a cake. I wasn't thinking about stuff like that. At least I was thinking about vegetables. Well, let me just tell you, I never had that squash and I never had that Brussels sprout because a week later, by the time we did make it to 30 days, I was even longer off of sugars and I had no desire whatsoever. So I'm on a cruise ship. I will say that repeatedly. Matter of fact, y'all ain't trying to be mean to you, but let me just show you. That's what I'm
Oh,
looking at while I'm talking to
so
y'all.
beautiful.
That's what I'm looking at while I'm talking to y'all, while I'm sitting here, right? So that dream that I had about traveling with my husband, about seeing the world and doing, and feeling confident, not having to take the elevator and going up 5, 6 flights of steps, not even thinking twice about it. And let me tell you, I have not eaten a cookie, a cake, a pie, a jello, a pudding, uh, a bean, a rice, a bread, a pasta. I remember the Alfredo sauce. I remember all of those things. I have zero desire for them. So where the food used to be my best friend, and I couldn't wait to honey get some pork chops with some gravy, and I even had a rice cooker, and I used to use that sticky rice, baby.
We
Can't
used to do
I
the
don't
hibachi at home. My mom had a big old grill. We would hibachi up that sticky rice and make the oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, lots of vegetables.
know.
So many vegetables.
And now I'm gonna put a plug in for STL. St. Louis has the best Chinese food. I don't care what. It's something about the Lou and Chinese food. The people went there and got them St. Paul sandwiches and everything. But you in the Midwest too, so I don't know. Yours might be good too. So then I'm back at home. I'm trying to, because I can't get St. Louis rice. You name it, we were just doing it. Now I can tell you tomorrow I'm going to eat beef tenderloin with escargot with butter poured on top of it because I ordered it today. And that's what's going to come, and I'm going to eat it, and it's going to taste as if I've never tasted it before. The meat is going to be so tender. The flavor of just salt. If there's more water on the earth and it's full of salt, and there's salt on land, and we made from the earth, please tell me why you think you don't need salt.
Right. Yep. Yep. There's so much we have been totally misinformed about nutrition and what we should be having, including salt. I was at an event yesterday and I guess what you're talking about is not feeling deprived, right? You know, we don't feel deprived because we get to eat the best, most nutritious, best food for our bodies. And so when we don't eat the pasta salad and the cake and the oh my, I mean, I was overwhelmed and I was overwhelmed with my heart was overwhelmed with sadness because I know the damage that people are doing to their bodies with the food that they're eating. And so what we're doing is we are loving our people to death. We love them, so we give them this food that literally tears their body up from the inside out. And so, so that's why we're here talking about
That's
this.
it. That's
We're
it.
saying
It's
that,
life changing.
live your best life. Gia's out there living her life, living it up, y'all, and eating a steak and some fat and some broth. When the buffet is the buffet is buffeting, as the buffet is out there. But you don't have to live like that when it's going to cause your body to be in pain, right? Why
Yeah.
would you do
But wait a minute, I'm gonna take this a step further. So watch this here. I'm gonna make this very easy for you. Ready? We are putting together an event. Come on, Impact. It's a meetup. The doctors will be there. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Tony, Denitra, Terry, Frederick, and I, of course, Robin. It's going to be an after party. I'm putting this up too, just in case you need to do a screenshot where you can get this. This is the QR code where you can register. $25. Let's go back and look. $25. And the meat that's going to be there, the knowledge that's going to be there. In a minute, we're going to play the entire commercial. So don't go anywhere. You'll be able to see it. Um, this way of life is it. If y'all remember some of my earlier things, my hair was about this long, and Robin was telling me about collagen, and I started doing the collagen. And y'all know, look, y'all, Angela is back in the building. This is Angela Davis, y'all. That is her name. I couldn't wait to get some hair in the back of my head. Yes, so I am out here. I got tired of fighting the humidity. I just said, and it is what it is. Ooh, y'all. I just said, forget it. So listen, we're gonna play this commercial for you guys. We will see you guys next week, and please come out to the meet up.
Come out.
Get it there. You, it's gonna listen. Be in family reunion mindset with an after party. Okay, come on, Frankie Beverly. Come on now, y'all. I'm halfway in charge of the music. Halfway, not all the way. Okay, because we're gonna keep it right. We're gonna keep it nice. Go ahead and play that commercial for them so they'll see it, Robin. And we will see y'all next week.
Hi,
Hey.
everybody.